again. The last two videos I had to delete because one was 4 minutes out of 16 minutes, and the last one was a couple of seconds out of I don't know 15 minutes or so. So hopefully, uh, I can finish this topic that I'm having about relationships of love. Um, I'm piggybacking off of a video that I did earlier that I might have deleted. I actually might have deleted both of those. I'm not sure, but the topic of the this video is relationships of love, and particularly um, codependency, codependent type relationships. And I was giving an example of myself and a past love that I had that I was having a conversation with, and what it was broken down to was that uh, in being asked if I would be open to having another relationship with them or getting back into a relationship with them. And I explained to them that I wasn't sure, and more than likely not, based on his current situation, which has shown me that from years that has passed that we have not been in a relationship, it seems as though we're just in two different places in our lives. And mine being that I went from being codependent to being, you know, standing firm within myself and not needing to have a relationship to feel as though I was important or to fit into the status quo of what everybody else has. And I'm not saying that I don't want to have a loving, meaningful relationship. I would just say that the relationship that I had didn't serve me any longer as far as giving me what I needed for my growth and ascension in my life. And in our conversation, I told him that, completely understanding that I have most of the way, probably all the way, forgiven him for what took place in the relationship. I do see that it's not safe for me to get back into that because I believe that it would stunt my growth, and I don't want to. I'm not in particularly open to wanting to get back into cycles that I should and have grown from. I guess is how I'm trying to put it. But I was trying to explain to him because he's in a relationship with a woman, and I asked him why he got in a relationship if he wants to deal with other people. I mean, obviously he does, but asking me. And I was trying to just kind of explain to him that he could have open relationships with other people that are meaningful and are loving. It doesn't mean that you have to be in a committed relationship with one person, pretending to be in a relationship with one person while you're, deceitfully going out behind that person's back and having sex or emotional relationships with other people. And again, this is his journey and something he needs to learn from. But I have do not wish to be the shoe on the other foot now, because at one time I was in a committed relationship with this person, being deceived that, and they were dealing with other people behind my back. Now I'm that person that they're trying to turn to and be the third party. So I don't wish to be in that type of situation. And in your ascension and learning about relationships and what you want to be with and the terms and conditions of them, don't think for 1 minute that these things don't come back to test you to see if it's something that, to see if you've learned. So though it's come back in a different way. It hasn't came back in a way where both of us are saying that we learned a lot and maybe we're willing to take this relationship further for the betterment and growth of our lives. It's pretty much the same shit, just the different aspect of it. Whereas I went from the deceiving partner, the partner that was being deceived, to now the one that the person wants to cheat with to deceive his partner. So yeah, I don't want any parts of that. So that's familiarity, or being familiar with someone for, a big chunk of my life, and sharing a lot of experiences, good and bad, with this person, holding on to them for the sake of that, or the sake of our children, or I don't feel it's worth it for my growth in my life. Um, I think that definitely we all experience codependency in our relationships. It's just to the extent of how deep that runs, right? Um, as to say, being a partner with someone and they lose their job or they get sick, and you pick up the slack and take care of them, and they depend upon you until they get back on their feet. That's a level of codependency. Um, and does it put pressure on your relationship? Yes, it does. It may not be to the level of you needing someone for your complete happiness and joy, or you don't feel as though you're worth anything, or can have uh, any type of self enjoyment or love or experiences without having someone else to experience it with. That's a whole nother level and aspect to it. But I do believe that there is certain levels of codependency in all relationships. And even if it doesn't start out that way, eventually it does happen throughout relationships. But, let's talk about when it gets toxic. And that's when you are dependent upon someone for your happiness, and you no longer are happy within yourself. Uh, I think that society has taught us to believe that we need someone else, that we need to be the princess and be saved by our prince, or we got to have that ride or die female, um, and that we can't be uh, efficient within ourselves, and then other relationships. um, my battery died, so it seems as though I'm having connection issues, whether it be my videos not running as long as they're supposed to and being cut. I don't know, but I'm going to play this out until I can't anymore. I just wanted to get this message across and this point across because, uh, I think that, um, our wants versus our needs, um, are something that we need to really think about. Um, Wanting to have someone around to experience is great. Needing someone, now that's where the problem comes in, because when you put that pressure on someone and you need them, then it's really being dependent of someone to make you happy and to fulfill what you need to be fulfilling for yourself ultimately. And if you don't know how, there's plenty of videos on YouTube to help on how not to be codependent, help on what's healthy, help, you got to just type in is, how to not be codependent or less codependent, what's healthy. Now, of course it must resonate with you, because what other people's opinions are different. But if you find someone that you can, you know, uh that resonates with you, and it fits what you feel best for you, then of course, then it works for you and you can listen to it, right? That's life. It's what resonates with you. But again, at the end of the day, these terms and conditions are important, based on knowing yourself, and um, knowing the other person, and deciding what you're going to agree to and what you're not. And those terms and conditions can always change, they don't have to stay the same. Anyway, I'm going to end this because I'm having some technical difficulties. Back and look at this to see how this panned out, and then I may touch more on the situation. But out. All right, have a good evening.